We're back in the van, and it's time to start building in some of the things that will be in here, so it's not just a completely empty cargo space.
So today, we'll be making a bed. It's going to be going right where we're sitting. We bought all the lumber just earlier today, and we have our plans mapped out, and so we're just going to go for it.
And so the bed is going to be a couch when we want it to be, and then slide out into a wider bed when we want it to be a bed.
The most previous time we had it in some way.
I'm Alex.
I'm Kaylee.
And we are Pinter Whitnick.
We're musicians currently living in Detroit, and after spending 2020 stuck in our studio apartment, we've decided to move into our van and travel full-time.
Join us as we get the van ready and take our shenanigans on the road. These two that we just cut out there, this shorter one here, and then all of these legs. Plans together, drew it up in SketchUp, kind of figured out what all the lengths should be, and then we didn't figure out the width yet until we have it in the van. We now have the two longest parts of the main frame of the bed cut out and screwed together.
So the next step is to cut out the slats to go in between the two pieces that we've already cut and built.
Kaylee's been marking out even increments over there on the 2x4s to lay out the slats. I've cut out 20 slats, which is enough for the first half of the bed.
It works. I'll get up from here. We can talk. I just wanted to tell the people that it works. We finished the first part of the bed, so now we have to make the part that actually slides out.
So we have our next two legs here cut out. We have this guy cut out and this one. So now we're going to have to put this frame together, attach all of the 1x2s to this one. This is going to have to go underneath these and the other ones so that they kind of weave together and lock together before we screw it in. Tricky. constructing the bed. We still have to paint it, sand it, paint it, but it's constructed. We kind of took an idea that we'd seen in other vans and improvised how to make it. It's in couch mode now. We haven't yet pulled it apart to see what it looks like in bed mode. So are you ready to try it?
Yes.
Now we have it pulled out in bed mode. You want to see if we both fit?
Yeah, let's try.
Fit.
It works.
It's not comfy yet, but it will be.
Good job.
The bed came together pretty well, but we were having a little issue sliding the two pieces apart. So we're going to add these washers in here to space the wood out. We put the washers in, and hopefully they'll be able to slide more easily now. You ready?
Yeah.
Much better.
Much, much better. Good job. Good thinking.
Thank you. The bed has been taken back out, and Kaylee is starting to sand, and then she's going to paint the bed as well. While she's doing that, I'm going to start on the shelving, which will go back on this wall here. I made up another set of plans here that breaks the shelves into 4 different parts. I think we're going to start on part 2, which is the base. The first step here was to put everything inside where they are going to sit when the shelves are here. So we have the fridge, and then our water tank, and then our battery, and everything can just kind of fit around those. We have part 2 finished here. This will slide right around the battery and finish that up nicely in the pots and pans there. And then the counter will fit right on top. This other piece here will go on this side of the refrigerator. The next step will be fitting on the countertop. This is an old keyboard case of mine that I took apart, didn't need anymore. And so we'll sand these down and get them back to a normal wood color before seeing them a more neutral, natural wood color. So we just gotta cut these to size.
Covered in sawdust, but I made pretty good progress sanding the bed, and so the next step is to paint it. How have you been doing?
Good. I've been working on the shelves. I have finished parts 2, which was this bottom part here, and 3. I named them kind of backwards. So this is going to be our little counter area. We can chop up some veggies and throw them in our stove, which will fold out here. In order to change the water jug, we've made this on hinges so that you can open this up and pull the water jug out because they get pretty heavy. And then we have this counter space back here, which will fold up so that we can get to our refrigerator, which opens up right next to it. So there are 2 more parts until these shelves are finished. Perfect. Thank you. I'm starting on the final step here, which is to install the shelves. And this will be pretty tricky. It's going to require some improvisation because of how this whole area curves. So we'll figure out how to do that, but we've got the first one in. The shelving is done. Everything's been cut and attached, and we've got some trim pieces on here to hold everything in the shelves. So now it's time to take this back out and sand it all down. These will be finished with stain and varnish, and then these will be painted white.
The bed, for the most part, I'll have to flip it over on top and see if I have to do one more coat for the bed, but that's all painted, and now I'm going to be moving towards the shelving that Alex put together, so I'll be able to, oh, there's a bug, get out of here, bug, and get this bad boy painted. Aw, he's mad at me because I yelled at him.
Sanding of the counter took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but it turned out really pretty. So now it's time to varnish these. Kaylee's just finishing up painting over here on the shelves. Second top coat on this one. Then have to sand this and a couple other boards, and then we're in business. These have been stained. Just waiting for them to dry to do a second coat, and then they can be varnished. Kaylee's still painting over there.
It's a never-ending process.
And so while we're waiting for all this to get finished, I figured I could start putting up the lights. So I've got a couple of these aluminum light channel strips, and we'll start putting those up. Now have everything hooked up to the battery. So we got some of the lights going here. We can't put the rest in until we have the shelves back in here. So we have the battery hooked up with its input and the output to the fridge. And then behind here we have our fuse box mounted with all of our rat's nest of cables happening out of the back here. We even have our little infrared detector for the LED light strips so we can change the colors peeking out of the glow zero here. Kaylee is painting over this divider, which was looking pretty grimy. Also blocking up those windows there with the paint. So that's looking pretty nice so far.
Thank you.
And I have just put together the first shelf with the varnish top on there, and we like the way that looks, so time to put up the rest of the shelves. The bottom part of the shelves are now in. The area over the water tank lifts up. Everything's a little tacky still with the varnish, so it's kind of sticky, but and then the area over the fridge also opens up for the fridge to open up. So we have these little ledges built in, and then we have these bungees. So between the two, we're hoping it will help hold everything in. So we wanted to show you how we're running these through. We've got one more to go here. So we'll run the bungee through there. We have these little fixtures here where the bungee fits inside, and then this closes over it and squishes these little tabs together and holds it all together. And then we can screw these onto the side. It'll hopefully hold everything in.
The divider wall is painted, and I have plans for this area. Hopefully I can execute it okay.
We did it.
We did it. 4 days of hard work, but it all paid off, and we're sitting on the bed, and then we have shelving in front of us with everything that we envisioned. It all came together perfectly.
Yeah, we're really happy with it so far. Basically, the things that we have to do left are lots of little details, but we're about 90% of the way there, I think. That's really exciting.
It is.
We can't wait to take our first road trip in it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next time.
See you guys.